turned to me without a tear in his eyes. Nothing new for him to see. I didn't ask him why. I will remember the love our souls had sworn to make. Now I watch the falling rain. All my mind can see now is yours. Well, I guess you took my youth and gave it all away, like the birth of a newfound joy. This love would end in rage, and when she died I couldn't cry. The pride within my soul, you left me incomplete, all alone as the memories now unfold. Believe the word, I will unlock.
Oi, legends. Just checking to see if everything's working properly.
If you're watching over me, someplace far abound, I must reverse my life. I can't live in the past and then set my soul free. Belong to me at last.
How we going, legends? Gunhead, Trevor, Kevin, Jamie.
And when she died, I should have cried and spared myself some pain. You left me incomplete, all alone as a memory still remains.
How we all going? The Lost Boys, Susie, the real Wayno, Vandal. Sammy, what is everyone up to? What's everyone up to?
Believe the word, I will unlock my door and pass the cemetery gates.
I'll turn that down a bit, yeah.
The way we were, the chance to save my soul and my concern is now in vain.
There you go, that should be a bit better. What's everyone up to anyway? I'll tell you what, everyone in Victoria would have been loving today's weather. It's a bit of a welcome comfort compared to the last couple of days, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, I love this new camera. Yeah. And anyone, you can actually really notice the difference in the... I know it's harder on here because I probably should have changed that, actually. I wonder if I can change that while I'm live. No, I'm not going to try and mess with it. It's going all right. Just been cooking. That's nice. What'd you cook? What was for dinner tonight? I had a chicken pepperoni sub. You burn as fuck. I'm actually surprised. I'm glad I bought that wide brimmed hat now because, yeah, that was definitely a much needed part of the day when I was in Melbourne all day. I imagine I would probably feel a lot worse. What's the topics? I don't know, mate. I usually let you legends pick what we're talking about. The topic of conversation though is definitely the last few days I've been spending in Melbourne was like, yeah, very confusing. I don't know any other way to explain it. Like, I've got this other video as well that that I'll put in my part 2 video that I filmed myself, and like I just happened to be right there, and it was of. I'll give you a quick run through. So this drunk guy who was an Aussie threw like a milkshake all over this homeless busker guy. And I'd seen that guy for the last few days, and he was a gentleman, and he told me that he was autistic earlier on that day, and told me that he wanted to be the first autistic person to travel to every country in the world, right? And like, he's literally there trying his absolute hardest. It was fucking hot, and the guy's out there doing juggling and telling jokes and stuff like that. I got a lot of his jokes on here, and the reason I got all that on there because I thought if you guys can see him, you might be able to go down and chuck him a few bucks. But anyway, he was there just minding his own business, and then this guy just came up and threw his milkshakes all over him, and I happened to just walk out of the building right there, and yeah, I was like, it was it was really really hard for me actually. Oh my god. Get off. Get down. Lucky that stopped ringing. I was literally about to piff that then. Oh. No. What about, buddy? The worst thing is, I couldn't even see who was ringing because it's in my lock thingy. Hey, Sands, how you going? Hey's my beautiful mother here too. Hello, Mumsy Moos. So yeah, I tried the new setup, and because remember how I've been saying like it's kind of going to be backwards once I get my new camera and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been playing around a little bit, not much today. I did a little bit yesterday when I got home, and yeah, I think I'm actually really really happy with it. So I did, obviously people would have seen that I did try another live earlier. So I was um, trying to go live on OBS, and so um, yeah, it's my own fault. I realised what I'd done now. So I took the chat doc down, and I didn't realise that I'd taken the chat doc down, and the live was up, and so that way I couldn't see if anyone was typing anything. Because I put the live up a couple of minutes before 9 o'clock, I'm thinking that's really weird that no one's here by now. And then yeah, it wasn't until after I jumped off that I realised that I hadn't put the chat doc up there. But yeah, he puts the lotion on the skin. Be still. Be still. If what was the dude going on about with the dark hair up past Flinders Street station towards the Yarra? Yeah, so I tried to enhance that as much as I could, but you guys have got to really understand that there's literally thousands of people 360 degrees around me. So there's like literally people like piled right up to the corner at the church, and like all the way up on the stairs, and like it was really a lot of people behind me, and then obviously all the people that were out the front of Flinders Street. And so basically what had happened, so that guy, that young fella walked up to that guy, and that guy was just standing there minding his own business. Right now, I was standing in that exact spot. I've got, like I said, you guys can watch the whole videos. The whole videos unedited are up in my live playlist, in my playlist section, and you'll be able to see that it says every video says like Australia Day or Australia Day, Invasion Day, blah blah blah. But anyway, all of the videos are up there. But anyway, so that guy was standing right in front of me, like for minutes, like by himself, minding his own business, right? Now I could hear he was like literally saying to himself, he's like, wow, I can't believe this. And like, you know what? Like, to be honest, um, I kind of have to disagree with him on that. Like, all that was at that point was a lot of people that were proud to be Australians. There was no speeches had been said. No one had said any derogative terms, or no one had said anything about any horrible things. That was merely, and to be honest, I was actually quite surprised at the amount of old people that I seen. And so I had to kind of disagree with what he was saying to himself, but he was saying it to himself nevertheless. And so, you know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with me. And so I just had let it go. But obviously, that young fella had heard what he was saying to himself. And so once again, you can see all this on the full video is up on the live section in my playlists. And so basically all that guy was saying, so the guy with the Akuba on was saying that he doesn't believe that Aboriginals should get free healthcare, and basically what he was saying was he believes that the Indigenous people receive nothing but handouts. And like I said in the video, I have to disagree with what he was saying. But you know what I mean? It's not my circus, not my monkeys. You know what I mean? It's like I'm staying well clear of it. I literally basically have to yell at someone these days and I'll be in trouble. Any of yous actually. So, but anyway, I thought I'm going to stay out of it. And but I was definitely going to stick around. And as you notice, I get a bit closer too, because I was like, I really thought that both of them were saying things that shouldn't be said. But then again, right? So the guy is a New Zealand citizen, and he's over here for whatever reason, right? And so that's what he was saying. What he was saying is it's the exact same situation in my country. And the guy goes, "Oh, what country are you from?" And the guy goes, "I'm from New Zealand." And you could see the look on the Aussie guy's face was like gobsmacked. He was like you knew that he thought, "Oh fuck, we're like brothers," you know, like. But anyway, and so what he said was, "It's the exact same situation in my country." He's like, you know, none of you, he was saying that none of yous were born here. Yous came and took the land, and so why shouldn't the Indigenous people of that land get free healthcare and rah rah rah? After all, and he was saying that after all, they didn't have sickness and stuff before the Europeans got there. Blah blah blah. Anyway, it was a lot of that kind of back and forth rhetoric, and that's the word of the day. And yeah, that's basically all it was. And to be honest, like if I'm 100% honest, at times both of them had some fair points, you know, but you're never ever gonna like I don't know. And if you ask me, it is never ever, don't ever get so comfortable that you think that you can walk up to somebody just because it's an Australia Day march and say, "What are you doing here?" You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's un-Australian. And like he had no idea what country that guy had hailed from. He just seen that guy looked different than him, and he walked up and obviously heard what he said and said, you know, "What are you doing here?" And in his defense, you know what I mean, he said, "I'm just admiring the spectacle that is what is, you know." um, but yeah, like I have to be honest and say that um, yeah, I just have to be honest and say that, yeah, I don't know. I was disappointed on both sides. Do you know what I mean? I'm just gonna let my dog out one sec. Yeah, look, like I said, I chose to stay out of it. I could argue particulars here with everyone and stuff, but yeah, I'm not about that at all, you know. Thank you very much. Gadoosh, how do I say that? Decepticon. No, I haven't ever spoke about that, I don't think. Good topic. I might actually do a video on that this week, mate. It's actually a good topic. So you know, I think it's important to say here too that two of my children are Aboriginal, and so you know, like I think what's funny is I think people take a look at me, right, and I think like quintessentially when you think of like what racist people look like, I think I kind of look like, you know, people have said an Aryan Brotherhood. Do you know what I mean? So I think in my head, I think that people think that I am just racist by the way that I look, and nothing pisses me off more because I'm not racist, right? But I'm also fucking opinionated, and I have opinions, and I will speak my opinions. Um, and as you guys know, but I think that it's important to understand that yeah, I think it's important, right? So my dad told me a very long time ago. My dad told me this, and there's not many times that I can sit there and say that there's many good lessons that that bloke told me, but this is one of them, right? And I remember specifically, I was having a go at the Catholic Church, right? And I was having a go at the Bible in particular, and I remember my dad pulling me up, and he said, "Rightio, what is fucking Proverbs fucking 14 blah blah blah, right?" And expected me to know scripture, right? And and I didn't, and obviously I could not for the life of me tell you what he wanted me to say. And he sat me down and said, "Listen," he said, "it's all right to have an opinion. It's fine. Everyone's opinions are like assholes, as a matter of fact." It's where I got that saying from. He said, "Everyone's got one, but we all don't want to see everyone's asshole, you know." And that's the truth of it. And that's the truth of it. And so he made sure that it was very important that when you give your opinions on specific topics, that you must know what you're talking about. Is basically the crux of what I'm saying here. Oi, Barb, you bloody legend, Gadosh. Um, and so that was a very big lesson that stuck with me. That and so I made a point of it. Now I can't speak scriptures. I can't tell you what fucking blah blah blah. But I've read enough Bibles in my life now because of that. Like I've read the King James Bible, I've read the Roman Catholic. Like I've read every single Bible that is available to us in the Western countries, and yeah, and so I believe that I can have an opinion on that, and I will. I'll say right now that yeah, I think that the Catholic Church is in the worst place it's ever been in its life, and correctly so, because let's face it, there's many people that are in the ground right now. There's many people that are in prison right now. There's many people that are out there living a life that they shouldn't be living because of people that were a part of the Catholic Church. Do you know what I mean? Let's face it. They would have never ever done a royal commission into the Catholic Church if it wasn't a serious situation. Now they don't just wake up one day and go, "Yeah, Barry, how you going, mate? Yeah, what day is it? Tuesday. Righto, we're going to do a royal commission today. Yep, righto. Fuck yeah, let's go. Royal commission. Hang up, do a royal commission." Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Anyway, like I said, if you've got an opinion, and you should probably know about it, you know. And yeah, and so the reason I said that is because what I found is a lot of naivety with the things that were being said on Australia Day, Invasion Day, right? There's a lot of naivety in people believing that they know what they're talking about when the absolute distinct reality was they obviously did not know what they were talking about. And I think that that's a part of the society that we live in today. Now, look, I can't even tell you guys how much I was like literally rocked by what I seen over the last few days. Like it literally, I was taken back. I was like, it made me think that that the powers that be have made it so there is a line that's almost drawn in the sand. Do you know what I mean? Oi, Decepticon, you bloody legend. Gadoosh. Actually, I seen one before that I might have missed. I think I might have said something, but I might not have. I did. Barb. Thank you, Barb, you bloody legend. In your personal experience and current opinion, is being in jail more dangerous than being free and involved in crime? Oh, fuck yeah. Like, this is the difference, right? And I'll explain it like this so you understand it perfectly. So, on the outside, right, I always say that on the outside, the 1%, hence why 1% bikies have got the 1% title. I always say that it's the 1% of society that are fucked up, you know, in whatever way, doesn't matter. It's 1% of society that's fucked up, and the rest of society are pretty normal. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got fucking skeletons and whatever goes on behind closed doors. But the general public's not fucking breaking into Grandma Bessie's house and fucking hitting her on the head with a fucking hammer, stealing her dog and fucking taking her pension money. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not what's going on. So the difference in prison, and every single person in prison is in prison for being a bad person. So I'm going to correct that, and I'm going to say for being a naughty person, right? So not all people in prison are bad people. I'll fucking take that back. So most people in prison are good people, actually. I've met so many good people in prison that are just good people that have made bad choices, and that's the reality. But the also reality is prison is full of fucking crazies. So like you can literally you could put a blindfold on in the middle of the yard and put a stone in your hand and spin around in a fucking circle for a minute and throw that stone as far as you can throw it, and it's going to hit someone that will stab you. Do you know what I mean? It's going to hit someone that's fucking crazy. That's the reality. So do I think that the outside is more dangerous? Like possibly, probably in other ways, but do I think that your life is in danger in the outside more than it is on the inside? Probably not. At times it's probably 50-40, you know, do you know what I mean? 60-40, you know, 51-49. But yeah. So yeah, I don't think that, like, although society is getting pretty fucking foobarred, let's be honest. If you ask me, it's concerning, right? It's concerning because, like, this is why it's concerning for me, yeah, because I have children that identify as Aboriginal, and I have children that identify as Aussie. Do you know what I mean? And I hate it that it's even fucked up that I even have to say identify and all this stuff, but that's the truth. So I guess it's concerning for me on both sides of the spectrum for my children, because I seen with my own eyes what now let's not get it twisted, right? So So I will say this, right? I went to Camp Sovereignty, and I promise you, it was a fuck. You guys were there. We were all I was live, right? And I said it so many times. Like, I actually feel like we should have done something like this. I feel like what I just seen from the march, I feel like we should have done this. Can you imagine it would have been grouse? You know, they had famous Aboriginal rock stars up there singing. They fucking sound awesome. Fucking Arnie was up dancing the whole day. It was just an awesome fucking vibe. And I couldn't say that for the other demonstration. Like, it wasn't an awesome vibe. Like, don't get me wrong, like I said, and it's all on live. Do you know what I mean? It makes me proud to be an Australian, but I heard and seen things that disappointed me, right? But in saying that, I heard and seen things from both sides of the spectrum, right? But let's not get it twisted, yeah? So these Antifa fucks, and I'm just going to be straight up and say it, right? Now, if I have offended you by saying Antifa fucks, well then, like, seriously, like, that was who was attacking that fucking guy that was walking with the flag, right? They're the ones that mask up. They all mask up. They all stand in a bunch, and they all fucking preach fucking the craziest stuff, and so people need to understand. That's why I decided that I was going to make a part one and a part two, because people need to understand that that wasn't the Aboriginals that were doing that. As a matter of fact, you could quite clearly hear that the people behind them masks were Anglo-Saxon like me. And as a matter of fact, it was disgusting, you know? And so that was something that I witnessed, right? And I feel like many of these pieces of shit filter through both sides of the. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, don't ever get it twisted what I'm saying here. You should definitely be proud of your culture if you are of Aboriginal fucking descent. If you are a first Australian, you should say, I'm an Aboriginal, I'm a first Australian, I'm gonna fucking sing it loud and proud. But it is exactly the same. It's the same flip of the fuck. Do you know what I mean? Once the coin's flipped, it's exactly the same. And both people should have respect for the other people for being as proud of their culture as the other person. Because I'm sorry, but just because you're proud of your culture and you had bad things happen to you in the past, it doesn't take away from me from being proud of my culture. And that's why I said it's important for people to know what they're talking about before they talk about it. Because, especially when it's touchy subjects like this, where there's race and you know, socio-economic backgrounds are fucking big ones in all this shit. So it's important. And that's why I decided to make a part one and a part two. Because if you ask me, this is my honest opinion, right? This is my honest 100%. I can't be any more fucking transparent than this. I believe that there shouldn't be a divide in the sand, right? I grew up, my two best friends growing up were Kooris, right? And so I've grown up with a mutual respect for the Aboriginals. Like, it's a two-way street with me and them, you know? And so I can't sit here and say that I didn't hear and see things from both sides of the fence that disappointed me, because that would be a lie, because I did. And I think that, you know, we live in a fucking weird time when you can't even sit here with your community on YouTube and talk about the realities of what's going on without a chance of getting like a hate speech fucking talk or something like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, so that's why I think it's important as well for people to understand. Please don't get it twisted because of the way that I look, that I'm some fucking racist, because I'm not. I am the least racist person you know, As a matter of fact, I can actually fucking speak most fucking jail lingo in about 3 or 4 different languages. I have explained it and shown it to you guys on lives. Do you know what I mean? I can literally ask for certain desserts in fucking Arabic. Do you know what I mean? I can I can ask for certain drugs in fucking Vietnamese. I can ask for certain drugs in Greek. I can ask for fucking certain drugs in Balinese, Indonesian. Like, yeah. So I am that. I know that doesn't prove that I'm not racist, but I'm not fucking racist, and I hate it. Sometimes people have a look at me and they go, "Yeah, that guy's fucking racist." You know, it was really cool. Oi, Isaac Butterfield said it well, and you know what? Like, it's a hard time. It's a hard time where you can't even express to your community like I am right here, without the chance of some fucking crazy reactionary effect happening. But yeah, Isaac Butterfield did say it very well. It's very dangerous times, peoples. It's very dangerous times. Yeah, look. So, Aussie, look, Aussie says if Antifa aren't sponsored by the government, why aren't they arrested under recent hate laws? Look, I don't usually try and get involved in conspiracy stuff, but I would say that there's enough evidence out there, especially from people that are leaving Antifa and coming forward. Hey, which leaves me to my next bit just quickly. If you are from Antifa and you are leaving and you're scared to get away from it and whatever, and you want to tell your story, this is the best place to tell it. I promise you. You will get no hate from anyone. As a matter of fact, you'll get nothing but love. But like, I would love to do that. Grab someone who is fucking from Antifa and have a chat to them personally and say, what is going on? Because if you guys watch what I watch and I can tell what my subscribers watch because it shows me on my analytics. And so generally most people watch what I watch. Now I can't tell before years old, I can't tell what yous watch personally. It's a percentage wise. So do you know what I mean? I can't tell what fucking, gunhead watches personally. It's a percentage thing. And so it shows me the top shows of what people watch on YouTube. And so I know that a lot of people have seen what I've seen. And so from the angle I'm looking at, it's a fucking bunch of unhinged people that are fucking literally sitting around a table smoking the glass Barbie rather than standing out the back having a proper barbecue. They're literally all sitting around a table smoking the glass Barbie, getting revved up, and they all go out on these fucking adventures to fucking cause nothing but absolute mayhem. And yeah, fuck them people. They're just troublemakers. Oi, Tex, you fucking legend. Yeah, look, I would say I think wherever you live in Australia, wherever you live, it doesn't matter. It's definitely one of these. Watch this space because I promise you, I was not concerned at the level what I am now until I seen it for myself. And yeah, it's actually fucking scary. I'll be straight up and say it. Like, it's scary to think if this is where we're at with it now, like, I don't know, man. Like, fuck. Yeah, look, and I'll be straight up too, and that's why you guys fucking love to come in here and fucking have a chat with fucking me and stuff, is because I am very fucking transparent and I fucking tell it how I fucking think it. I don't tell it how anyone else thinks it. I speak my own mind. Do you know what I mean? And I think Yeah, yeah. I don't know what I seen. What I seen on over the last few days was relatively concerning for me on both levels because, like I said, um, I have children that are Aboriginal. I have children that aren't Aboriginal, so it's concerning for me for them because um, yeah, I know, like, and it's fucked. It's fucked. It's fucked that anyone that's like, and I know from speaking to my kids about it, right? And so I know that like anyone that feels some kind of like because it's already fucked up in society as it is, right? Like everyone's too scared to fucking go out because they're gonna get hacked up by a machete. And let's face it, it's a possible reality. It's not like 1980 where it's not a possible reality. This is a very possible reality. It's fucking scary. Decepticons again, Badoosh. Thank you, Legend Biffo. Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and I think you will all agree, right? We can't all sit here and say that, like, and look, I might get some hate for saying this, but like, I think it's just the way I see it, and I promise you, I have been and spent most of my life in the fucking prison system, where most of the deportees go before they go to the fucking detention center, right? So I've seen it from a level that most people haven't seen it. And I think that the way that the media put it out there is not the way it is. I promise you, it's not the way it is. Um, yeah, I think that it's just shit because, like, let's face it. Like, obviously, we have a problem with fucking people that come here and fucking and rot our system and fucking get deported, right? It's not a fucking it's a reality. It's an actual reality that's going on in our life. Like it's not even like oh people are talking about it over here. It's real. I can literally like name off probably 10 dudes that I know right now that have been deported. So it's a reality. And so we can't sit here and say, like I said, like I'm not racist, but we can't sit here and also say that, like, I think that it's hard for people that don't want to come across as racist because you can't even say that we have a problem with immigration without come across as a racist. I don't fucking understand how we got to this point. I don't understand it. It's fucking wild. Douche text. But yeah, does it make sense what I'm saying though? Like, I just think that, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, someone said in the chat, you know what I mean? You get told that you're gonna fucking have your whole life taken away from you for fucking hate speech, but it feels like it's categorized. Like, if I'm honest, it feels like now I don't want to fucking put it into categories, but that's what it feels like. It's categorized, and I think you all know what I mean when I say that. Oi, JD Float, you fucking legend. Happy fucking legend. I didn't know what I was going to say then. Happy fucking New Year. Happy Australia. I don't know. If no one can unite, how can things move forward positively? I agree. Do you know what I mean? And like, there's got to be, I don't know, man. Like, there's got to be something else. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, um, and I feel like this deportee system is 100% thwarted. Like it is fucked. It is not a real system that works. Like I don't understand how certain people that are public images, right? That's all I'm going to say. Are I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. It is definitely fucking, yeah. Oi, Decepticon, you bloody legend. Doosh, doosh. Yeah, look, I don't know, but all I know is that like I didn't fucking, do you know what I mean? I wasn't, I don't know, man. Like I didn't, was never in a million years did I ever think that I would walk down the street of Melbourne and feel like this feeling like I've done something wrong. Like, here's the truth, right? I would have loved to have worn an Australian flag on Australia Day, right? Now, I'm also one that believes that, you know, if the first Australians don't want us to fucking have Australia Day on the same day that they lost so many of their people, well, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like the day that we're celebrating is the day that the first Australian got here. Whoa. Wait, there we go. Nah, so what it is, I've got to fix it. So now I know though, it's the first time that's happened. I know. So because I haven't touched that for like that's been on for over an hour, right? So because it's been on for over an hour, it turned itself off. So I can turn that off. So when I stream, it won't do that. That's what that was. Wait, can you hear me now? Yeah. That's why I'm thinking, why is it so hot in here all of a sudden? One moment, guys. I'm just gonna go put the aircon on because I'm freaking hot in here now. Oi, Gunny. Look, that's your idea, brother. You're a legend. Thank you, mate.
Reverend, is this a conspiracy? Crucified for no sins, an image beneath me. Lost within my plans for life, it all seems so unreal. I'm a man cut in half in this world, left in my misery. The Reverend, he turned to me without a tear in his eyes. Nothing new for him to see. I didn't ask him why. I will remember the love our souls had sworn to make. Now I watch the falling rain. All my mind can see now is yours. Well, I guess you took my youth and gave it all away, like the birth of a newfound joy. This love would end in rage, and when she died I couldn't cry. The pride within my soul, you left me incomplete, all alone as the memories now unfold. Believe the word, I will unlock my door and pass the cemetery gate. Sometimes when I'm alone I wonder aloud if you're watching over me. Someplace far abound I must reverse my life. I can't live in the past and then set my soul free. Belong to me at last. Through all those complex years I thought I was alone. I didn't care to look around and make this world my own. And when she died I should have cried and spared myself some pain. You left me incomplete, all alone as the memories still remain. The way we were, the chance to save my soul, and my concern is now in vain. Believe the word, I will unlock my door and pass the cemetery gates. The way we were, the chance to save my soul, and my concern is now in vain. Believe the word, I will unlock my door and pass the cemetery gates.
Dad said it'd be 1 minute. Dad said it'd be 1 minute.
Sorry, legends. Minute emergency.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is.
That was Ryder.
I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you talking and where you walking. Off you
If I don't get
might
the
be
books
lying
in
to
tomorrow,
chalk. I
then
really
that's Monday.
ain't tripped, but I got a low. As it croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like. On my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light.
All right, Cunning. Happy birthday for tomorrow, legend. Boy, Bushrangers, you bloody legend. So that's who was. That's. Well, I mean, respectfully, that's who stream sniped me the other day. But yeah, that was the legend Bushrangers. Jeez, I'll tell you what though, like, obviously, like, going live like this is like something that's not foreign to me. Going live out in public, like I've done like all my ghost hunts and stuff like that, but that's just me doing it by myself, you know. Obviously, I learned a lot from the lives that I did over the last few days. It was a big learning curve. Not talking about you, Bushrangers, but it made me think about, you know, it made me realise a lot of things, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future, to be honest. So as you guys know, I was going to film part of the documentary the other day. Why does it keep doing that? Wow.
Money and the power, minute after minute, hour after hour, everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking. It's going on in the kitchen, but I don't know what's cooking. They say I gotta learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck. Fool, been spending most of their life in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of their life.
Don't worry, legends, I'm getting it fixed. I'd like to say I know what it is, but I've got no fucking idea. To be honest, I really fucking can't be bothered looking, to be honest. Don't worry, I'm getting my other camera right now. It's going to be on momentarily. Fucking nightmare. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus washed my sins away. Oh, happy day.
Standing in the spotlight on such a perfect night.
Sorry guys, I'm fucking literally working at a million miles with my manky mess fingers right now. Sorry, I have to fucking disconnect one camera from my tripod, add the other camera to my tripod, and add it to my
Then you reached into my heart,
Restream
and
so
you
it doesn't do that
found the
again.
melody. And if there ever was somebody who made me believe in me, it was you. It was you. It was your song that made me sing. It was your voice that gave me wings. And it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. It was your song. Every night I pray before the music starts to play, that I'll do my best and I won't let you down. And for all the times I've stood here, this feeling feels brand new. And anytime I doubt myself, I think of you. 'Cause it was your song that made me sing. It was your voice that gave me wings. And it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. It was your song.
Alright, that should work. Bang.
Dreams can come true with God's great angels like you.
Oh,
It was your song.
it's been a crazy couple of days, I'll tell
It
you.
was your voice that gave me wings, and it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. It was your song. It was your song.
Oh, thank you, Boomerang Girl, you bloody legend.
It's always been your song.
So, why you do that? So it shouldn't. It's like, I'll show you. You'll see it's still got 96% in the battery. Oh, you might not be able to see, but you can see that it's still full. Like, it's not hot either. Like, I don't understand why it done that. But if I'm honest, I'm not going to pretend like I want to know right now. Oh, Dubby. The lawnmowers. The lawnmowers is the present that just keeps on giving. Wait, I need to open that door. Is the aircon on? There you go, look. Oh, the Decepticon, you bloody legend, Kadoosh. How much did it hurt to get neck tats? How many sessions did it take? Also, are there identifying tattoos in Australia like there are in America? Yeah, there is. There's a few actually. So I actually got, so they're actually birds, right? So I had the outlines of those birds done and that done like years before. And I've also got like the back of my neck done as well. And so, yeah, I got all that done in one sitting. How much did it cost? Nothing, because my tattooist owed me money. And I told him he could work it off by tattooing me. Sorry, I have to check if the aircon was on. It's fucking hot in here now. Where you going, bush rangers? Where you going, bruh? Yeah, that's right. That's how I spell his name. That's exactly how I spell it. So people usually spell it the other way, but I never say anything. But that's actually how I spell it. So the reason I called him Zeus, like it's like moose with a Z, is because he was just such a big puppy and like he was like a moose. And so I called him Zeus, like that, spelled that way. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. Oh yeah, come on. Do tell. Do tell. Do tell, mate. Oh, thank you, MCM. So yeah, we're going to be doing a few more of them, and like you know, they're all yeah. I think with time, um, I'm constantly learning things too. You know, like when it comes to editing and putting videos out and stuff too. So yeah. Sunday night we're doing one on Victor Pierce, and then next Sunday night we're doing one on the whole Pettingill family. So um, obviously a lot of inside information there from myself, from my own personal connection to the family, and yeah. But yeah, go Commodores, let's go. Oh, oh damn! I've heard heaps of fucking crazy like horror stories, tattoo horror stories like that. Anything on any of the corrupt coppers to come? Yeah, look. So obviously, when it comes to things like that, right? I've got to. At the end of the day, my personal interest is always what's got to be in the forefront here. So obviously, when you're doing videos and stuff on corrupt police officers, it puts you in some kind of a position, let's say, and so I do have there is two separate officers I could do a video on because they don't work anymore. But yeah. Show us all the tats, Biffo. What's one to tell you a story or the meaning? Well, not that I'm going to tell the story now, but I have told it here on this live, so you would be able to go and find it. But the hand grenade. So all of these tattoos on my right arm, like meaning tattoos. So the hand grenade's got a pretty crazy story behind it. So as you see there, oi, and thank you, Decepticon. You can see there I've got like, well, I mean, you can just barely see it, but like they're bullets with wings, like the Smashing Pumpkins song. bullet with butterfly wings. But anyway, so I was looking for something to go in there when I was getting my tattoo done, and so my brother was sitting beside me, and he said, "You should get bullets with wings on it." And I said, "Why would I get bullets with wings on it tattooed on me?" And he said, "Because you're always letting them fly, you crazy little fuck." And I was like, I loved it. I was like, "Oh, that's mad. I'll take that too." And yeah, so I got that tattooed on me. Um, um, that's supposed to be Melbourne there. But these are all like jail tattoos. So like, and then that's like, so that's supposed to have the Hume Highway number on it. And then obviously it's pointing to Melbourne because I lived in Benalla, and like, I mean, yeah, say less. But yeah, if you want to go through it, obviously knuckle dusters probably speak for themselves because like, I was a bit partial to a little bit of a fisticuff, to be honest. There's a pokey machine like the old one-arm bandit. Because there's been a few times in my life where I've put way too much money through the pokey machines, and yeah. So what else? I just seen something else. Oh yeah, the bottle. There's a bottle of poison. I think it speaks for itself. There you go. There's a few, to say the least. And then that's like a pin-up girl. That may or may not be an ex-girlfriend's name. I don't know. But I'll tell you something. I will tell you something right now. It is the biggest bad omen that you guys can do to get your girlfriend or your wife's name tattooed on you. I promise you that I don't even think that I know one person that had their partner's name tattooed on. Now, I'm not saying you don't know someone. I'm saying I don't. That had their partner's name tattooed on them and they're not together anymore. And so is a constant reminder. I actually have a few cover-ups of names, to be honest. And then I was just like, yeah, whatever. Hey, Beer from Crew, after watching the Dennis Allen doc, I jumped on Stan and watched Killing Time, the series about Andrew Fraser and Dennis the lawyer. Not a bad watch. I actually rate that. I actually rate that because, like, knowing a little bit that I do. Oh, yeah. All right, let's go. Biff. So the goose who said you was harassing them, calling you a homophobe, is a goose. I did time carried on like that inside as well. Was a transgender inside. Oh, well, there you go. So look, I will admit, right? So I did walk over there, but I was not rude to that guy. I said, "How you going, mate?" And then, like, I noticed that he was filming me, and then I, made a joke of, "You want to have a camera standoff?" But that's it. Like, I wasn't like I was like literally following that guy. I was walking in the same direction. As soon as he said that, I was like, "Doof, we're out of here. No way. I'm not playing that. Not my fucking circus. Not my monkeys." Why do people find religion in jail, but they can't find it in the free world? This is the truth, right? Every single person, like people that like that, they find religion out of fear because, and that's the truth. Like, they think if they pick up a Bible and they read fucking Psalms, fucking, or if they read fucking Proverbs, they think that it's gonna set them free because of the old, you know, um, the truth will set you free type business. And I think it's comical. Like, I used to think it was sad at the start, and I actually think it's comical now because, like, It actually happens, but on so many different levels across the spectrum. So you have people, right, that are like, I get sunburn under the fucking street light, yeah? I could not claim to be a black fella. And so if anyone thinks that I'm being racist by calling an Aboriginal a black fella, I can promise you they love to be called black fellas. And so, and then anyway, so I can promise you I have seen so many people that are whiter than me that would also get sunburn under the street light and claim to be Aboriginal. Why? Because let's face it, they're a bunch of fucking people that will look after their own. And if you claim to be one of them, well, then they won't fucking, do you know what I mean? But don't get it twisted, because people in that prison, like the Aboriginal liaison, they're going to find out what tribe you come from. And when they find out that you don't come from any tribe, oh boy, big trouble. But it happens also with people. So it's the same with Islam, right? So obviously, I would. I don't have a bad word to say about the boys in prison. As a matter of fact, um, I've been on the receiving end myself, but like, still, it is what it is. It's prison. You can't go, oh, he's an asshole because he did that to me. Well, guess what? It's fucking prison. You're lucky you're still alive. Um, yeah, so I've had so many people that become Muslim, because here's the thing, right? Once again, I read the English version of the Quran, and then I also read a couple of these other books that explain things in there that I didn't understand. But so many people, because in the Muslim religion, they believe that every single person on the planet is born Muslim, right? And they believe that you are not converting, you are reverting. So, you know what I mean? Like, if I was a Christian or a Catholic and I went to become a Muslim, they call it reverting. They don't call it converting, they call it reverting, because they believe that every single person on the planet is a Muslim, was born a Muslim, right? And so, um, openly, the Muslims are like, I don't know why, like, I've watched these other videos from like what goes on in other prisons all around the world, and I think that, like, yeah, it's very different in the Victorian prison system. Like, them boys are like 100%. If you want to be a Muslim, come with us, and we will look after you. And that's exactly what happens. And they will be like, you fucking touch him again, and you fuck with all of us. And like, and yeah, people do it, and they know people do it too. Like, I'm not saying anything that, like, yeah, they know that people do this, and it happens with so much. You know what I mean? Like, I seen this guy that had blonde hair, blue eyes, was like literally almost like fucking reflecting in the sun. He was that white, and then tried to tell me that, and the Islanders, that he was an Islander, right? Now, that was a dangerous game to play. Like, they are like usually no fucking prisoners. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to fucking claim to be fucking one of us, you've at least got to know something about us. You know what I mean? And I seen that guy get muffed up. I seen him get muffed up because they literally were asking him simple questions that, if you asked me, like, if an Islander walked up to me and said, "Oh, what's your whānau?" I'd say, "Oh, Hughes, that's my whānau, brother." Whānau means family, blah blah blah. But anyway, I sat there and I watched him pumping this guy full of questions to see if he actually knew anything about his heritage, because he said quite openly that his father was blacker than they were, and yeah, that struck a chord in a lot of them, and they were like, "Yeah, all right then, come on, let's do the test, let's go." And yeah. Oi, JJ, you bloody legend. Oi, Capo, or Capo. What's going on, legend? The Aborigines did a smoking ceremony. when they found out my mum had passed, I didn't request it. They just invited me and did it. It made it. So, yeah, see, that's mad. And that's like, and this is like, you guys have heard me say this 100 times. Like, every other race, like, when you're in prison, you see it. And like anyone else who's been a white fella in prison will tell you that, like, you see the other races and you wish that your fucking mob stuck together like the Asians do, like the Islanders do, like the Kooris do. Like, you wish, you know? I'm not putting my own fucking race down. You know, I love that. But here's the truth. Like, we are the minority in our prison system, and so yeah, it doesn't it just doesn't work like that, unfortunately. As much as I would love to say that we all stick together and we all have each other's backs and blah blah blah. Now, don't get me wrong, there are times when I've seen people that don't know that person who's just been bashed by a certain group, and those people have gone and fucking honored, defended his honor and fucking got them people. But yeah, it doesn't happen very often. There ain't many people, I promise you, there ain't many people or races, religions, whatever, that see old Aussie mate getting his fucking teeth kicked in the corner by 10 blokes that are going to do anything about it. Like, it is literally a jungle out there. Why don't Aussies stick together and look after each other? Look, I don't know, but like, so here's the truth, and this is what I honestly think, and I think that anyone who's done like bulk amount of prison will agree with me, right? So there was a time when we weren't the minorities, when we were the vast majority, right? So the funniest thing is, I seen someone else do a video on the Victorian prison system, and they said that about the islanders in the prison system, right? So here's the absolute truth. Now, anyone that done prison from 1990 until 2010 will agree with me, right? That I can only remember 2 islanders in the prison system throughout them times, like, that were solid fucking boob head jail dudes that would come back, and you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like people say, like it was before that. I promise you, 2010, that changed the whole prison system. Like, when ICE came along and came into the public like it did in 2009 and 2010. Well, it happened in 2009, but 2010 is when everyone started going to fucking jail. And that's when you started seeing all the other races coming through the prison system. And I fucking swear, before that, I can think of 2 fucking dudes, Junior and fucking Peter, mate. 2 fucking dudes that were like the same fucking dudes that were like Islanders. They were Maoris, actually. And yeah, and it wasn't like that. And now it's like there are like Pacific Islanders and Maoris and fucking anyone that comes under that umbrella, the Islander umbrella. They are probably the vast majority of the prison population. And then I would imagine it's Asians very close behind them. And then it would be like the Muslims and anyone that comes under that umbrella. Like, there's so many different countries, like, but they all identify as Muslim in prison. So it doesn't matter if you're from Timbuktu or fucking Nokandu. You are a Muslim, and that's all that counts. Oi, Commodores. How crazy is that, right? Zeus. How crazy is that? I can't believe it. And so, if you have a look, now, I'm not sure. I thought it was. Now, I might be wrong. So when bush rangers and I get out of the tram, and when we're at Camp Sovereignty, right? So when we get there, right? So bush rangers was meeting up with a couple of his friends, as you saw, right? Now, what I didn't notice was exactly when I went and shook the guy's hand. So that guy walked straight past and looked straight at me too. I was like, now, if you guys have seen the video, it'll be the video that is titled Invasion Day Rally. Yeah, I believe that was the same dude. Oi, forever, you bloody legend. Solo, you bloody legend. All right, legends, I'm going to be on for another 9 minutes and then I'm going to jump off. It's been a big couple of days. I'm not joking. And, oh, yeah, that's what I was going to start saying before. And as I do, get very easily sidetracked. I got ADHD bad. I can't help it. And so I managed to get a little bit of filming done the other day for my documentary about that certain town, and like, you know, keep in mind I said I'm trying out a new thing that I don't believe anyone's doing. Like the closest thing I can say will be like Ross Kemp, but anyway, it was too fucking hot, yeah, and I knew that there were going to be a lot of people that were going to pull out of that video because let's face it, it was 42, 43 degrees in the fucking shade. No one wanted to be out filming street stuff, you know what I mean? So we got a little bit done, but yeah, I'm going to go back there in a couple of days, and yeah, we'll get that finished. I'm pretty excited about that actually, because I think that that's going to be like, it's going to lead the way for the, like, it's going to, like, not lead the way, that was the wrong word, but I think it's like opening doors of being a creator that like I'm really looking forward to doing it. Like I'm really excited to do this stuff, and like I think that like yeah, like obviously I've told you guys that, you know, you guys as awesome subscribers and viewers deserve more than me just sitting here in my chair. So yeah, and I've been waiting, and I've been held back by things out of my control. Like I was on a corrections that finished in fucking October. Let's go. First time in 20 years that I haven't been on some kind of parole, bail, corrections order, CCO, CBO, fucking something, right? So I had all of that holding me back, which actually was holding me back from posting certain content because they would tell me I would breach if I was looking that I was glorifying crime. Now, when you've got corrections telling you that, it doesn't even matter if you're not glorifying crime. If it looks or sounds like in one way that you're glorifying crime, well, guess what? I was going to go back to jail for it. And I was like, fuck that. Like, yeah. And then to find out they all sit there and watch my shit anyway. Like, yeah. How cool was that the other day? I still, that was mad. The cop came up to me. I'm so fucking shattered it wasn't on camera, but it was cool. He said that he joins our lives and shit sometimes too, so he might even be here. Who knows? So for those of you that didn't know, I'll just give you a quick rundown before I go. So when the battery went flat the other day, well, not when my battery went flat, I actually ran out of data. And so when I had to go back because I didn't have any data, I needed to go back to my hotel to use the hotel data to get data. I can't even tell you the nightmare I was having trying to get data with no data. Anyway, that's another story. But yeah, I walked past the police. There's literally, like, if you guys seen it, they had all the streets barricaded off, and at every barricade they had police, right? Now, I seen these cops probably 3 or 4 times. I kept walking back. I went to fucking JB Hi-Fi twice, actually. And so I walked past them a couple of times, and I walked past like I was stressing out because the live cut out, and I was like, fuck. And I knew that the march was about to leave. I was like, this would happen to me. And so, like, anyway, I'm like half jogging in my fucking chubby man job. And so, yeah, this fucking, I hear someone go, "G'day, Leif." Now, that's my real name, right? I know a lot of people know that, but some people don't, right? So he's like, "G'day, Leif." Now, everyone calls me Biff, right? Everyone. You've even seen my mum in the chat. My mum calls me Biff. So, like, it's rare these days when people call me Leif. It's like, And so anyway, I was like jogging, and he's like, "Hey, Leif," I was like, and I turned around, it was one of the coppers, and I was like, and I was just as I said, "Oh, where did you arrest me?" He's like, "No, no, don't worry, I haven't arrested you." He goes, "We actually used to go to high school together." I was like, "No way." And I said, "Which high school?" Because I went to two different high schools. Well, I went to fucking four different high schools. Um, but I was like, "In Melbourne or in Benalla?" And he goes, "In Melbourne at Lyndhurst," because I went to Lyndhurst Secondary College in Cranbourne. And yeah, I was like, "No way." And then when he told me his name, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" I've actually seen this person comment before too. And so, like, if I remember that with my dodgy memory, obviously it's someone who's commented a few times. And it was funny because, like, um, I'm not going to say the guy's name out of respect for him because, like, well, he is still a cop and whatever. But if he wants to come on and say his name, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? But it's funny because this name, now I'm not going to say the name, but I've told you a million times about this certain name when I was at the Falls Festival. We've spoke about this a lot of times, and the guy was running down the hill and he couldn't stop himself, and he was like screaming for someone to stop him, and then like army rolled and rolled into the fucking rolled over the bridge and rolled off the bridge into this fucking big blackberry bush, and his name was, because when he came out, and you remember, he walked up to me and I go, "What's your name?" And he goes and pushed me on my chest, and like it was funny because like that stuck with us that whole festival, and we'd literally just walk up to people and go and say that name. Oi, Decepticon, you bloody legend. If you could use your channel to change politics through a large following, what would you push for in regards to change the prison system? I'm glad you added that on the end there because I was going to just literally, I was going to say, like, all due respect, legend, but I just don't do politics. And although, you know, I've commented a little bit on the government, rah, rah, rah tonight, but I'm glad you added that on the end because that's right up my alley. What would I do to change prison? Here's the truth, right? Recidivism is the problem. People that come back, you know, there's people that do 10 years. So, like, you know, I seen, there's this one dude, fucking Terry, right? Now, anyone that's done prison in the Victorian fucking prison system knows Tez, right? And he literally does this shit. He doesn't really say anything, but he does this shit and fucking points to the sky and he's fucking now he's a recidivist, right? Now I'm talking this guy probably comes back twice a year, comes in for 2 weeks, goes out because he's not all there mentally, blah, blah, blah. So recidivism is a problem. And I think that this is a problem that everyone fails to see. That's the problem. Like, that's the problem right there. And whatever causes recidivism, which is drugs, yeah? Drugs and people just not wanting to fucking go out and earn money. And I can't fucking talk. I fucking, you know, did crime my whole life to support my family. You know, it's not something that I'm proud of, but it's something that I did. At least I can say that I had fucking food on. My kids fucking played every night, clothes on their fucking backs, toys in their fucking toy fucking box. You know, never wanted for nothing. But it was all ill-gotten gains. Um, and that's the problem. If you ask me, what would I change? I would change sending people to prison. Like, now, that's a fucking fine line as well, yeah? Because some people deserve to be in fucking prison for what they do. But, like, I think that, like, people, I'm talking about recidivists, yeah? So people that come to prison, you know, over 3 times a year for the same fucking crimes and do the same shit for 20 years straight. They are the people. That's what we can change. Do you know what I mean? And so I think that the thing is, right. So for me, when I've done the high intensity violence course, I've done every single course that Corrections Victoria offers. Every one of them. Like, I'm even a qualified barista, right? So I at times would say I'm a qualified barrister because I couldn't spell properly. And to me, it looked like the same word on my fucking solicitor's wall. It had my name with the big gold fucking star thing at the bottom saying I'm qualified. So I'd tell people, look, I'm a fucking barrister. But anyway, That's how many courses I've done. I've done every course Corrections Victoria offers. Welding courses, so much, right? I didn't learn a fucking thing about drugs or alcohol and violence, which were obviously my three main fucking pointers of why I offended. And it wasn't until I'd done that course that my teacher, now I won't say her first name, I'll just call her Mrs. Wilson, made me see violence on a level that I'd never, ever, ever looked at it before. She made me look at things like so many teachers would try and teach me things about violence that was just falling on deaf ears. I had no interest in fucking, I was doing those for the certificate so I can give it to the judge and that's it. You know what I mean? I had no interest in taking anything from any of them fucking courses, like absolutely everyone that does it. They just want the certificate so they can give it to their judge and go, look, I've just done 5 anger management courses, right? They're nothing. They're dicks. You don't learn nothing. The teachers want to be there less than you want to be there. But it wasn't until I'd done this course that it made me look at things differently. And like, I literally had to, right? This is exactly what I had to do. I had to give them my whole life story. So from the moment I can remember memories until the moment I got sent to prison. They didn't want to know about no prison shit because obviously that's a fucking touchy ground and they don't want to get involved in any bullshit if people say shit they shouldn't. And I'll tell you, it was when we actually did this exercise where I had to write a letter to everybody who my violence had affected, right? And so this is how crazy it was. So she goes, righto, now, Nick off, when you come back next week, you've got to have a letter to all the people you've been charged for being, and, you know, everyone your violence has affected, you need to write down on this. It was a massive homework, and I was like, fuck, that's hectic. I was like, all right. And so me in my brain, I'm like, all right, so fucking so-and-so fucking punched his head in for fucking stealing club clothing, fucking so-and-so. And you had to be very descriptive like that, right? Because you can't lie. They know all of your past and all of your fucking history, so you can't lie. And then when I came back, now I put all of my heart and my soul into that. And I thought that I gave a very, very descriptive fucking, and I thought that I'd done everything right. And so this is what actually made me go, fuck. Now, she goes, I knew exactly that was what you were going to do. She said, now that wasn't because of anything. She goes, that's what everyone does, right? She goes, the people that you have wrote about in those there are the people who has been affected initially or personally by being a victim of your violence, right? She said, but here's the truth. I asked you to tell me and give me a list of people, of every single person your violence has affected, right? And I was like, yeah, I fucking did. And she's like, no, you fucking didn't. I'm like, I fucking did. I like went right back to fucking primary school and everything. I was like, I went fucking right on with it. I was like, all right then. And she's like, nah. She's like, that's surface level. She goes, here's the truth, right? And she explained it to me like this. She goes, let's use your last case, right? Now you say you were fucking saving a girl's life, blah, blah, blah. You still made somebody not the same anymore, right? And so regardless of what they did, and so how did that affect? So that girl lost her partner, which she did fucking needed to lose anyway. It was stabbing her and shit. But anyway, I'm not fucking God. So anyway, you know, she's like, all right, so there's that, right? And then you've got all of those, that dude's children, yeah, who doesn't have their fucking full dad anymore because he's got a major brain injury or whatever. And then you've got like and just went right on like that, yeah. And I was like, fuck. And I'd never, ever, ever thought about it on a level like that, and just on one victim, she managed to like literally like give me like 40 people that would have been 100% affected by what I had done that day. Yeah. So, be it the people who managed to fucking see what I'd done fucking before fucking, there were people that seen what happened, and so they're affected by my violence, and because whatever happened in a fucking street. They're people that were old at the time, and like they are a victim of my crime because now they're fucking too scared to leave their door open. They're all this fucking shit because of shit that I did, yeah. And I was like, fuck, and like, man, I feel like so naive actually saying it how it is, but like I can't be any more realer than I am, and like it actually really nearly knocked me off my feet, and I was like, I never ever ever thought for 1 second that anything that I'd done, because like I still say it now, like I've never initially ever put my hands on a normal member of the public that wasn't involved in the criminal fraternity in some kind of way. What, you know what I mean? Like I've never just thought that I was tougher than someone that was weaker than me and bashed them for no reason. Like I've never done that shit. It doesn't make it right though, right? And so like that's the truth. And so like I still kind of have that in my head now, but the truth is now my violence affected so many fucking people. And when you're talking about serious violence that makes people different for the rest of their life or more, you know what I mean? Like it's like my violence has affected so many fucking people, and like that actually like fucking really, really, like it hurt me deep, right? It hurt me deep because I'd never thought about it, and I'd never thought about it on a level where my violence was affecting children. Yeah, that's what really got me, and what really got me was like it's not only affecting my mum, it's affecting my victims' mums that have to go visit their fucking people in hospital or wonder if their people are going to fucking be alive at the end of the hospital or whatever. Like, I never thought about that shit, And like, yeah, that's what we need, right? So I went right on with it then because it's important to know that, yeah, that's what we need, right? I was an ultra violent person, yeah. Anyone will tell you that's done prison with me, I'm Biff, yeah. I've never changed. This is me all the time, yeah. I'm not a different person in prison. I'm not. I'm me all the time, yeah. But generally, if you used to fuck with me, I will fucking bring fire to your fucking kitchen. You better believe it. And anyone that's done prison time will tell you that. I don't walk around with my chest out saying I'm a fucking hero. I don't think I'm the toughest guy in the Victorian prison system. I don't even think I come close. I'm just a stand-up dude who fucking let people know that I'm not going to be fucked with. And I can't be any more real than that. But here's the truth. I never realized on a fucking level that it was that my violence had fucking done so much damage to so many fucking people. And I can't even tell you that course changed my life. That changed my life because from that moment of me noticing that I've actually done like serious damage to people that I didn't even realize that I had. And I realized I needed to make some changes. That would have never have come about had I not done that course. Now, I don't care what anyone fucking says. Like, I lost loved ones, everything. And you would have thought that shit would have fucking made me stop. It actually made me worse. But, like, do you know what I mean? Like, fucking, I think that that's what we need. And we need those kind of hard-hitting fucking, like, do you know what I mean? Heavy fucking courses, like, that are really going to knock people off their fucking feet like that did for me. And I promise you, I have not done that. So that course is called the High VIP, right? So there's 2 levels of that course. So if you are a violent offender, you have to do the VIP, right? So there's the High VIP or the Medium VIP. If you are a serious violent offender, which is a title that prison can give you, but that is if a magistrate or a judge has deemed you a serious violent offender. So you have to be on the serious violent offender register to do the high VIP. And I promise you, I have not known one person that has done that course that it hasn't changed their life. You know what I mean? And so I think that what better place than to prevent the problem from happening before, you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, when you're in prison, right? So these programs are mandatory. If you want to get parole, you have to do this course. And so guess what? You can do that course, which is the longest fucking course I've ever done. It was 5 days a week for fucking 10 to 12 months, right? And so the reason I say 10 to 12 months is because some weeks, obviously, because there was bullshit going on, it's a prison, you wouldn't do a full 5 days, right? So that's why I said 10 to 12 months. So, and I'm talking from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, you're getting, it's an intense course. And like, it changed my life. It actually changed my life. I knew from that point on, I was a member of a bike club. I knew that I needed to change my ways because that course made me realize how my violence was affecting my children, but in ways that I didn't even realize. Like, I was unintentionally setting these examples for my children, and yeah, like, that changed my fucking life. And I absolutely believe, sorry for that massive fucking going on, I was supposed to jump off 15 minutes ago, but that's the truth. I believe that you can stop it before people go there by actually giving them reality fucking programs like that, like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I was the hardest guy in the world. I'm not saying I was the hardest guy in prison, but I was, you know what I mean? Like, I was real as they get. And so, you know, it surprised me that it affected me the way it did. I was like, fuck, I never want to lay my hand on another human being again. And like, I didn't realize that my violence had actually done damage to people that I didn't even realize. Oi, Commodores, you bloody legend. Gardoors. Sorry, I missed that, mate. But, oi, Decepticon as well. Bloody hell. I'm sailing away. Sailing on my hush for the first time. And I've got to be free. Free to face the world. Sorry, it's my favourite song from the South Park soundtrack. I agree, Decepticon. Ownership of your actions is what makes you a human. That's the truth. Put some menu on. Sail away, sail away, sail away. I'll put the closest thing we've got to Enya. You ready? Daddy. Yeah. All right, that's enough. You all knew that was coming, though. All right, we'll chuck this banger on before we go. I don't know why that's so.
Every time the camera's on, you're riding with me through the storm. From
Hey, thank you to everyone for the love in the chat. Thank you so much. I'm talking about everyone that's saying really lovely in the comments. Obviously, thank you to everybody with the super duper. You fucking legends. Yeah, I think that the next time you're looking at me, this will be reversed. So, camera will be where I am. All those stuff will be moved there, and the wall. As you guys know, I got this got them all ready to chuck on. Wallpaper. So that'll hopefully. Well, if that's not done, everything. Nah, well, I have to do that job. Thank you, Paul. I'll tell you what, it was one of the best accomplishments in my life, and I always give Mrs. Wilson a shout out every time, because I don't even think that I don't even think that I don't think the teaching matters, but I think that that matters to me. You know what I mean? And here's the truth, right? So Mrs. Wilson said this to me. So my jacket, my brief, whatever you want to say. So obviously there's obviously a big amount of us that are serious violent offenders, and they suggest that we should do the courses by ourselves because of the safety of the other people. Yeah? And so she suggested to me at the start that she said, because when I read your file, she said the bit that was on paper is fucking scary. She said the person that I met was not the bit that was on paper. She goes, the bit that was on paper made me sound like fucking Hannibal Lecter. She goes, I never expected in a million years to come into this fucking room today and get the conversation that I had with you. She goes, I thought that it was just going to be, I don't know, she goes, I thought you were just going to be fucking, very objective and fucking didn't want to do it, and yeah. But yeah, that changed me. Yeah, you too. Commodores, you bloody legend. My moustaches, I don't know if anyone's ever grown a moustache before. If you've grown a moustache before, you know that your moustache's like your hair. You know when you're trying to grow long hair out and your hair gets to that point, and you do. You look like you look like a vagabond. That's the most respectful way I can say it, But your moustache is exactly the same. You have a bad hair day with your moustache. When am I uploading again next? So, what I do at the end of every month, guys. So, if it's the end of the month, I always upload videos nearly every day. So, I'll be uploading videos until the end of the month. We're almost on the 29th now. So, yeah, I'll be doing a video every month. Every night until the end of the month. Fucking hell. But yeah, all right, legends. Much love, much respect. As always, thank you for being here and thank you for being awesome. I hated that I didn't realise that was on the whole time. Watch how much this changes the colour. I reckon it's much better. I don't know. I use it all the time, so I don't know. Might not even look different, but yeah. But yeah, all right, legends. Much love, much respect, bar. RSTCEPA. Ristekbar. All right, legends. Much love, much respect, and I will see you all tomorrow night, 7 o'clock for a premiere. And yeah, thank you for being here. Absolute legends. I will see you all tomorrow night. Possibly we'll do a maybe not a live, definitely a premiere though, but I'll let you guys know tomorrow. But anyway, legends, good night, much love, much respect. We out. Yeah, thank you guys. Don't do drugs and crime.